All right, what's going on, y'all? We're now live. Just doing a quick hangout for you, just talking about the gear of the year. Just a little review of 2013. It's our favorite gear that came out, our favorite purchases, what we expect to see in 2014. Of course, I'm Czar. Just gonna go there, everybody, introduce yourself.
I'm KJ from K Sound Inc., one of the producers.
Hello, I'm Johnny Reckley, studio instructor, Czar Center.
All right, and let me get right into this. So let's start off with everyone's favorite gear this purchase. So out of everything that you purchased for your studio this year, what was your favorite, Johnny?
Let's see, out of everything that I've got, I think my favorite, it's actually going back, was the MV8800. It was something that I wanted years ago, but I actually ended up getting one near the end of this year, and it was fun, but it was a step back from what I'm used to, but just being able to use it and seeing the power of it by myself, I'm happy with it. I'm definitely happy with it.
Okay, that's interesting because that's what, a 6 or 7, 8-year-old machine.
Yes, it is. But I got it for free. Couldn't turn it down.
That's true, and that I actually used one of them once before in the studio in Missouri that I was in, and it was funny because nobody knew how to work it, and so I finally had kicked everyone out the studio and sat with it for about an hour so I could learn it real quick. I can't remember. I think we were tracking some drums out or something, but yeah, that was, I can think of, pretty much the first thing to kind of rival the MPC.
Yeah. I've actually seen the difference between MPC, the MV, and also machine. So I actually see what MPCs was missing, and I've definitely seen what machine took advantage of and flew with just from the MV.
But the MV though doesn't have any software control or anything, does it?
You said software? Well, it's its own DAW inside of it. That's what I like. You can also hook up a screen to it and also hook up a mouse. So you can run everything directly in there and get to work. I mean, you can mix master, you got your screen, you got your monitor that you can plug up to it, so it's a music production center. It definitely is.
So it actually goes back to like the and I had one of them and I can't think of the Roland VS880s.
Yeah.
So it's basically a hard disk recorder as well.
Mm-hmm. With CD burn directly on it, so you got everything right there.
How many tracks?
I want to say it was about. I want to say I've seen up to, I believe, 64. I actually have to go back up there to check.
Well, how many I/O then is what I really meant to ask then.
I actually really have to go check, because the one thing that I did not like about it, and I really seen how technology moved, is just loading. Loading time is a hassle compared to going from machine to that.
Oh, when I bought the CD burner, the Roland CD burner to go along with the VS880, it took about 15 minutes to burn a CD.
I wouldn't. Matter of fact, because I wouldn't even want to know what the burning process would be, because I was still running it back into a different DAW.
Yeah, that was. I didn't have a computer then. We just went straight. We recorded everything into the VS880.
Just loading up a kit takes.
About
takes a few minutes.
Purchase for the year.
Oh, that was for me.
Yeah. What was your purchase? Your favorite purchase that you made this year?
My purchase happened to be one of the latest hot topics of the year. The Machine Studio 2.0. Yes, absolutely. Love it. Love it. A lot of people asking me, what do you think? What do you think about the 2.0? Um, that's kind of a dead giveaway, I guess. Of course, I love it. I mean, I loved it. What was it, 1.8 version, and like the 2.0 just brought tons of features that just totally works. So I love it.
And as y'all both know, I just purchased a Machine Micro, so I'm ready to. From what I've seen, I'm excited to see what this machine craze is all about. Because for the amount of producing that I do, I never paid attention to it. But I'm really noticing now how popular they are.
A lot of people think it's just for producing. It is a great sound design piece of equipment also.
Yeah. Like I say, I've had it since MK1. I have the MK1 version. I actually still have it. I didn't upgrade to the MK2 because I felt like it wasn't a true. I mean, it was an upgrade. I mean, all they did for me, they just added colors to the pads and the groups, whatever. But I didn't feel like it was a real upgrade. It's just the same machine, but with color now. And then they took away the some of the knobs. And I love the knobs being, you know, spread it out or whatever. You know what I mean? And so then with the MK2. Everything was condensed down to one knob, which was like, that was crazy. But when they came out with the studio.
Hold on, I don't want to cut you off, KJ. But can you rewind back to think when you first found out the studio was coming out and there was a leakage from Sweetwater, that picture. Can you think back of what you felt when you first seen that picture?
Wow, that was one of those feelings, like that gut feeling, like, oh my God, gotta be kidding me. It was like a sharp pain, like it just happened, like whoa, it took over. What is that? And I instantly fell in love because like I was like, wow, that's hot. A lot of people were talking about, and that's big, it's big. I'm like, shut up. So, it's hot. What are you talking about? Yeah. I instantly fell in love. Me and Johnny, you know, we
spent some hours discussing that.
It was crazy. Every night, ever since we found out about it, it was like it was nuts. You know, so yeah.
So KJ, you got a micro and a machine studio?
No, I just have the Mark I version. I never got the micro version. It was too small for me.
I haven't seen one in person. I'm kind of afraid of it being too small, but we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fine for what I do.
I'm gonna be honest. Well, I see a lot of them at work. And then also I've actually helped someone set up theirs before. I mean, only thing that you are missing a few knobs, but if you're worried about your pads and being able to change, you know, your sound, you got every single thing you got with the MK1, MK2. You have everything, but you can't change multi functions at one time. That's the one thing you're losing. But as far as pads and space, everything's the same. Oh, and you're gonna lose a screen and screen size. But
I'm not worried about the screen.
But if you're looking at your screen like this, you got everything. That's what I like about also Machine. They made sure no matter if it's the MK1, the MK2, the micro, the first version of the micro, or the new version with the color pads, or the studio, all of them still work with the software.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Speaking of that, with the Machine Studio, they also you also can continue working on your old project. So, and, at first I I didn't know how to do it, and then I just started paying attention to, when you go and load up a project, um, it's something when you hit file, and then it'll pull up the legacy old stuff, which is pretty cool. So that's hot to me. So
I'm gonna give my purchase of the year, which I'm gonna say is the Rupert Neve 511 500 series pre, and I say that because I love my JDK V12. I had high expectations for that, and it fulfilled that. I recently got the MOG EQ2, and that's great. But the 511, for me, I didn't really know what to expect from it. I've never used a Neve before, even though this sounds different from a classic Neve.
Mm-hmm.
But what I wasn't expecting is that it's been my go-to pre ever since I purchased it. Most times I've put it up against my other two pre's that I have, my Empirical Labs Mikey, my Little Devil pre, and the Eve just sounds better to me. Not that they blow the other two out the water, but
is it giving you a cleaner sound, a fuller sound when you say it's better to you?
It sounds more. It's not clean to me. It's on the cleaner side, but it's not like pure clean to me. But it's also not heavily colored either. It's kind of in between, to where it just has its own unique sound to me. It sounds full as well, and with the silk knob, I can definitely make things thicker. It's just more often than not, I shoot them out if I'm recording a new vocal, someone I haven't recorded before, or even sometimes someone I have recorded before. I'll have them do a take through both pre's, and I'd sit and listen for a second, and I'm like, yeah, I think I like the Neve better, and the artist does too. So I really wasn't expecting it to be a go-to like that for me, but I'm loving that pre right now.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Well, I want to also throw a little small curveball in there. Another thing that's actually came out pretty big this year is actually DAWs, the DAWs. This has been a lot of upgrades to all DAWs this year. What do you think is the biggest shocker out of all of them?
The biggest shocker, I gotta say Logic, because had no idea it was coming, and I don't think anybody did, and I'm just surprised to see it. I think pretty much everybody, including Logic users, even though they don't want to admit it, thought that Logic was dead, even though Apple kept saying that it wasn't, and they're still working on it. But when you've got other DAWs coming out with new versions annually, and you're coming out with new versions every decade, people tend to think that you're dead.
That was Now, I don't know why, or I don't know the reason behind that, but so far Logic's been the only. Logic's been the only one that sneak stuff up under us while we sleep, and then wake up and read a blog about, like, whoa. I remember one of my buddies like, hey, 10.0.5 just came out. I'm like, get out of here. And it fixed a lot of bugs. And I was just telling somebody else that the newer update could easily pass as Logic Pro 11.
Yeah. There's a lot of new features on it.
That list is long.
Hold up.
Yeah, you gotta scroll on the list.
Yeah.
Hold up. So you saying it's been that much introduced in the point update?
The last update.
Yeah, the last update.
Since it came out, it's what?
5?
It's been about 5. Yeah.
Is it 10.5 or 10.0.5?
10.0.
Okay, we got a point update. And you're saying it's been that much added that it feels like
You gotta scroll down.
Up to 11.
You gotta scroll down. It's a page. It's not like a little thing like this. You gotta scroll down.
Yeah.
Is this bug fixes or is this new features?
Both.
Yeah. A lot of bug fixes and
new features.
To me, I think the highlight of it is the revamping of the EQ.
Yeah.
Of the stock EQ.
That EQ, whew, man.
Yeah, I thought they was on some isotope mixed with fab filter when I seen that EQ. So I was like, that ain't what it looked like.
Yeah, it not only looks sexier, but it sounds totally better. Totally better.
Yeah.
They
trying to take their stock to a different level.
So while we on biggest shocks of 2013, what anything else shocked y'all this year?
Let's see. Actually, I think there's one other thing that kind of shocked me this year, and that's probably Ableton Push. That definitely shocked me because it was.
What's that again?
It's a MIDI controller for it's made by Akai for Ableton.
Is that got like a million pads, small pads on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what shocked me, I think, the most about that is
that came out this year.
No, matter of fact, it was either I want to say it was around the beginning of this year or the end of last year. But it's just, I mean, just seeing it at work and people playing chords on it it's ridiculous.
So you know I'm Googling this now, right?
Oh, no problem. But I still say this every time, even when I'm at work. What Ableton has done, especially with Push, that is a DAW for DJs, and they'll always love it. Because I mean, some of the features that they have for Ableton. If you're a DJ, you can do all types of stuff with that.
Is this a new version of it? Because I thought they had something similar to this that I know that I saw a couple years ago.
You thinking of the one that Akai had. It was I want to say MPK 20, I believe. Yeah, they had their own version. They had faders and everything on it.
Okay, so this one is made by Ableton for.
No, it's made by Akai also for Ableton.
I don't see Akai nowhere on here.
No, you gotta scroll down. You gotta scroll down. They'll say it on the bottom right if you're on Akai's page.
But the name.
You won't see Akai on it. You'll see made by. Made by them. Yeah.
Yeah, this I haven't seen this. It says Ableton up in the upper left corner.
No, I'm saying you won't see it nowhere on the controller. You gotta scroll down like if you're on their web page, and it'll show you it was made by. No, it won't be on the Kai site either. It's only on the Ableton site.
Okay.
Because it shocked me. I didn't even know that.
All right. Well. What anything else shock you this year, KJ?
Not really. You know, I constantly hear about things here and there, updates, whatever. Nothing really kind of, poked out at me that much. It was, the most has been the Logic thing. That was the most, and that's probably essentially because I work on it every day, and and I was just so anxious to download the new version or whatever. But I will say one thing that I started paying attention to. I have a buddy that's been uploading videos, tutorial videos, and he uses Reason, the latest Reason, and I did not know that Reason has stepped their game up like that. Where you can record audio and mix and do the type of things you can inside of Logic or Pro Tools. Because when I got started, it was like Reason 3.0 or something like that, and it wasn't. It's totally different from what I remember. It was put like that, and he was just going through, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, since they mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, since they mix record and reason together, yeah, they've been able to do that. I think maybe not this version, but the last version, they just started it.
Yeah, it's pretty much a full DAW now, and I like the fact that the channels in the mixer have EQ and compressor on them, because I think I've said this before to y'all, but if a DAW is trying to emulate an analog console, you're going to have dynamic section on the channel strip. So I dig that. What I don't dig is their proprietary plugins, but
right.
I don't see why. I know they cost less than the other formats like AU, VST, but I'm not going to pay $50 for a reason-only proprietary plugin when I can pay $100 and get the AU, VST, VST 3.0, hopefully AAX if you use Pro Tools 11. But yeah, I just don't understand the whole proprietary thing with their plugins. But that's just my opinion on it. I'll give you some things that shocked me this year that I can think of. One, I'm gonna say the Soft Tube Console 1. That was something that we haven't seen yet in Pro Audio to a certain extent. Most other controllers, have the faders and everything. Another one is I don't know the model, but RME recently announced a USB 3.0 interface. And I'm pretty sure that's the first one on the market. It's crazy expensive. The other one I'm going to say is the Aphex USB 500 series rack, which I still think is yet to be released, but it's still a very cool idea. In a industry where we're seeing the same old stuff over and over and over again, those two, the Aphex and Soft Tube, really went after something new there, and you got to give a shout out to them for that.
Absolutely.
I agree with you.
Yeah, that's probably the reason why I haven't noticed a lot of them do the same thing over. So
let's talk about gear of the year. So give me if you had to name one product that came out this year, one piece of gear that you say this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. What would that be that came out this year?
I would have to say what KJ already has right in front of him. I'm sorry. I gotta say that. I mean, if it had me get ready to drive an hour and some change to go get it. Sometimes I still wish I did go and take that ride, but listen to my wife and just be like, it's going to hit. Just wait till the price drop. I don't know nothing that shook. Any composer, producer like that has, and even though that came in the last quarter of the year, but I don't know no piece of equipment that hit like that.
Same thing, KJ.
Yeah, I definitely agree, but I'm about to throw a curveball. I don't know if we're talking about computers, whatever, but something that I love, something I would love to have next. I gotta start, saving my money for the
smaller than a 2-liter. Smaller than a 2-liter.
Actually,
I was already talking about it today.
It's that thing is sick. The new Mac Pro.
That's where I thought you was going with that.
That I don't even know how to explain. Man, you mean to tell me I can sit that on my desk, and I seen a picture. Yeah, you're right. It's smaller than the 2 liter. Like, just sit that right there and not miss a beat. And that thing is even like 100 times more powerful than the regular tower. It's lighter. It's got more ports. More. I don't know. I think it's crazy.
I can see that as being a choice. Have you seen one in person?
I think some tablets are actually bigger than that.
Right.
Have you seen it in person?
No, not yet. I seen it next to a I believe it was a 27-inch I believe it almost looked like an iMac. It was sitting right next to it, but it was a regular screen. That's how I was able to measure the true size. Like, wow, I've seen the videos when it came out, but like when you put it against something you familiar with, like in size wise, it's like, wow, that thing really that small? Are you kidding me? So
yeah, I seen one.
That's the next purchase.
I seen one in the picture. I think next to the Symphony.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to wait.
Yeah.
What about you? What has shocked you the most?
Which I would say the gear of the year for me, I'm gonna say the SSL Sigma, and that's because I've been waiting or wanting and waiting, I guess, for SSL to put basically a summoning mixer in a rackable unit, and I got a demo of it at Vintage King a little while ago, and it is truly a SSL console in a 2-rack space. It's more than just summing. It's got it's summing and a control section. Basically, it's got an 1/8 inch for a aux input for an iPod or MP3 player. It's got two monitor control, and you can even control it by MIDI. Mark from SSL he downloaded some app on his iPhone, but he was able to control the Sigma from his iPhone. And another great thing is the software control for it works in a browser, so you can pull that up on anything you have that can access a browser. That way it's not a separate standalone application. Now, I thought that was brilliant.
Wow.
Tablet, phone, laptop, anything with a web browser, you go to the link and access the control panel for it. So that seeing what all it could do, I have to say that's the product of all of 2013 that just blew me away.
Wow. So you're saying as long as you can go to a browser, but not being connected to the same network, right? I could just go to any browser off the network and control it. That's what you're saying?
Well, no, I think it has to be connected to the same network.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, if not, anybody could just hijack your Sigma.
Well, I mean, but it would still be like a dedicated link, a specific link to that. You know what I mean? That console, or whatever. Mm-hmm. The link will still be unique.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I do know that it does run in a browser.
Yeah, it's hot either way it goes. Either way, that's hot.
Let's talk about predictions. So, anybody have any predictions for 2014, or what would you want to see in 2014, or where do you see things going in pro audio next year?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
I got one prediction.
All right.
I definitely think I definitely know MPC is going to have to step their game up. There's some mad MPC users out there, and since Machine came out with Studio in 2.0, MPC users are upset.
Yeah,
Very upset. So they're going to have to do something. But they got a long way to go.
yeah. I want to.
They got a long
I'm
way to go.
reserving some of the stuff
And that's not only just from.
I'm reserving some of the stuff I want to say about the MPC software until I get a chance to use the Machine software. That's the only time I can really compare it. I will.
That's going to drop next year.
I'm going to go ahead and within the next couple of days, I'm going to do my review of the MPC element. But I won't have my Machine until probably the first week of January. So a couple weeks with that, and I'll do a review on that as well. I'll have a better understanding of what both softwares can and can't do. But I will say that Native Instruments has been doing software for a long time. Akai has just started doing software. In that sense, yes, Akai has a lot of catching up to do to match someone with just the track record and experience in doing software that Native Instruments has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got any predictions for 2014? Anything you want to see in 2014?
Well, there is this one particular device I've been waiting for. It's a big rumors about it. It's the iPhone 6.
B thing? Is it B thing?
No, it's the iPhone 6. Well, you know better by bringing that topic up. Boy, don't get me started.
Yeah, we're gonna scratch that.
Oh man, I mean the big thing is, I mean, I don't have nothing negative to say about it. I mean, like the sounds, the start sounds amazing, but I just cannot imagine myself working on this toy design. You know what I mean? I just can't. I can't. You know, the big thing from this. I don't know.
Embarrassed to see me for them to condition.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. I got a crazy.
I'm gonna say it's like we lost Johnny. But I'm gonna say my predictions, or I'm gonna say what I want to see is I want to see some more advancements in DAWs. One thing I really want to see, I don't know if any DAW can do this, but I've been wishing a DAW can do this, and I've actually seen Pro Tools do this, but I think it's only available on the HD version. But I would love to be able to link parameters in plugins. I think we're starting to get there because things like the Waves NLS, you can link the rest of the plugins to the master channel, stuff like that. I want to be able to, for example, put a compressor on 2 different tracks, and be able to link the threshold. Therefore, I'm processing both tracks at the same time. You know, I know I can, send it to an aux track and just process them both that way. But I think it'd be really cool to be able to link plug-in parameters. That's one thing I want to see. I also think that with I also think we'll see more. And this product already exists. I don't think it's doing that well. But
Miss Lisa, folks, she was gonna try to make me go out there in the cold.
I think that I think there'll be an increase in hardware,
All right, I'm back out.
software, working together. Like I think it's the Better Maker EQ that comes with the plug-in that you can control the hardware from the plug-in. I think Waves has one as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see more of that controlling hardware with software.
Okay. That's what's up. Yeah, yeah. When you the first thing you mentioned, you talking about linking compressors, I started thinking about something that they already been doing, but I think more and more of it is coming out. Reverting back to Logic Pro when I'm talking about the ability to stack more multiple tracks, and controlling it from one instrument, but you got several tracks up underneath it. So I'm thinking like that's a way to conserve CPU. I just recently started using it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead of having like, you know, a bunch of tracks with the same, you know, because I like to separate my sounds or whatever, hi-hats.
Right, everybody should.
Right, but I have that plug-in popping up each time, every time I do a separate track. But with the ability to stack a track or whatever, you only have to use one instrument track on one track, and then you have like several MIDI tracks up under that triggering that same instrument. So that's what I started thinking about when you use like linking plugins together, you know, and that will probably, you know, do the CPU a whole lot better.
Yeah, Johnny. What I was saying, I would like to see parameters and plugins linkable. Like if I had a compressor on two separate tracks, I want to be able to link the threshold, link the ratio, link the makeup game, so I can compress both tracks at the same time. Because, like, for example, what happens now is if I'm compressing a lead vocal and I'm compressing a double of that vocal, I've got to first, well, I've already got them panned. I, got them panned maybe, I wouldn't say 9 to 3 o'clock, maybe like 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I've got to solo one vocal, put it in mono so it's right up the middle again. I don't want to mess with my panning. I've got to set a compressor for that, and then I got to copy that compressor over to the next track, to the next vocal. I would love to be able to just compress them both at the same time and just link those two compressors.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Now,
there's nothing that I can think of like that.
I've seen Pro Tools.
Pro Tools now you can't do that.
HD. Say again.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you had said at first you believe that Pro Tools was doing it. Then I heard you say it again. So. Yeah,
I think it's just the HD version. I've seen Fab DuPont do it at Sweetwater, but I know he was running an HD rig. I came home and tried it on my native system, and it didn't work. So it might be a HD only feature. But yeah, that's what I want to see for 2014.
You know what? There is one other thing that I definitely did want to talk about. That I know now, since especially since Logic came out, there's going to be a lot of other DAWs that's going to take the tricks and everything that Logic has and try to do more with it. Because for instance, their drummer, which I don't even know how they came up with that idea. but other people are going to use that. A lot of people that's been using Logic Pro 9 and knew about the arpeggiator and chord memorizer and other features they got like that, and how they put it now in the front so you don't have to do as much linking and everything, because if you was using 9 and know how to do that, it was not a one-click process.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a feeling a lot of these other DAWs are definitely going to come out with features like that. Cubase, they definitely had a nice. What is theirs? They have, I guess, like a chord helper, so it gives you different ideas of chords that you might start with. I thought that was actually very different, and I think if used right, it can definitely be a benefit. I think that's been the most that I've seen.
Let me everybody's
think of nothing else. Well,
everybody's going to copy.
Pro Tools new. What is that? The S4, I believe. They're new.
What now?
Yeah. The new console for Pro Tools. That looks ridiculous.
Oh, the
new console by Pro Tools. That thing looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
I definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody.
That thing look like a Skittles workstation.
Everybody's going to copy off of everybody.
Everybody ended the year pretty strong.
Yeah, I want to see more dedicated controllers for dedicated DAWs. Pro Tools has had one for a long time. Okay, well, let's go back to another prediction for 2014. I'm hoping with Studio One being as popular as it is now, I'd like to see PreSonus do a dedicated 8 or even 16 channel controller designed specifically for Studio One. The fader port is great, but if they can take the fader port and expand on that, they in 2.6 they introduced better Mackie control and Huey control, which kind of made all of us think that a controller is not coming anytime soon, because they improved the integration with other controllers out there now. It kind of makes you think they're not working on one of their own. That's what I would.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't think they are.
Why you think they are?
Because the only thing they're missing, the only reason I don't think they are, is because I believe Studio One is just holding off for a little bit, and they're gonna make the Studio Live with motorized faders. I think that's what they're waiting on. That's just my guess.
And use that.
They're gonna merge them two together. That's what I truly believe. Mm-hmm.
I can see that, but
because the Studio Live comes with it.
But it's designed for live, and they say
I guarantee they're gonna do that.
I mean, you can use it in the studio, but it's not ideal to me, because they take up a lot of space.
Well, it takes up a lot of space compared to some consoles, but it's for the amount of pre's of whichever one you choose. It's really not that big compared to a lot of others.
Well, but you're comparing it to consoles. I'm comparing it to controllers, like just strictly.
Yeah. Now, if you just controllers. Yeah, because see, that's the one main thing about, like, for instance, when you talk about live, it's being able to use it. Like you said, main thing you think about is live.
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
You lose Johnny again. He froze.
From Avid. It goes through FireWire.
You're talking about the Euphonics, or RIP to Euphonics. You're talking about the Avid.
It's very small, and it runs through Ethernet.
Yeah, that's the artist series. Yeah, that Avid bought from Euphonics. Lost Johnny again.
Wow.
A second, see if he come back. Yeah, the artist series is small.
Series, the Control, all that series. Because I mean, most controllers, none of them going through Ethernet. Yeah, and you can link them, and they're using your Ethernet. So not most. So it's supposed to be the fastest.
Yeah, I would. That's true. I still want one made by PreSonus. The artist series is nice. I've got to see them in person, use them in person. But the PreSonus, I mean, like when I say dedicated, like I'm talking one, because like the artist series isn't really dedicated for anything.
Have you tried it?
It's just a controller.
Right.
Something like the Avid,
Yeah.
like mixed the new Avid mixed desk. That's designed specifically to work with Pro Tools. So I want to see PreSonus make one dedicated to Studio One, something that can still work with other DAWs, but this was made for this. That's where a lot of I mean, to get off into technology, but a lot of, when you see software and hardware made for each other, it performs a lot better.
I would love to see one dedicated for Logic Pro. How about that?
Yeah.
Apple finna tell you use the iPad. Let's be real. They're gonna Apple's gonna tell you use the iPad.
You got one already for Logic. Yeah, you're not gonna say the iPad. It already worked for it. Yeah, because that iPad feature with it was, I don't know where they be coming up with these ideas. Apple was holding back on us for a while.
That's cool, but
yeah,
you still want to be able to put your hands on something.
But I don't want to keep y'all too late tonight. But it ain't the control.
Yeah, that's not that'll never happen.
You want that control?
That'll never happen.
You want
even seen.
You want to see the Apple emblem?
No.
You want to see the Apple emblem and get some more Apple stickers?
Let me hold on.
I think Machine gonna have faders on it before that.
This is why you won't see Apple do that. So So do you know who owned Logic before Apple did?
Yeah, what was that?
I can't remember.
I can't even think of it.
Oh man.
eMagic. So eMagic owned. This is their MIDI interface. eMagic had some. They made some MIDI interfaces for Logic way back in the day before Apple purchased them. But since Apple purchased them, you have not seen a single piece of hardware come out for Logic.
Wow.
And I don't think you're about to start seeing it now at all.
Well, you know what? Hold up.
They
You might.
You never know.
You might.
How they've been.
The reason I say that is because
Never.
Apogee making stuff. So Apogee might.
But Apogee is not Logic.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. See, PreSonus makes hardware. PreSonus makes software. I'm trying to think who else can say that. Pro Tools, Avid makes hardware. Avid makes software. Steinberg, they do Cubase, and they also do hardware. You got your own interface that you can get with it. Apogee just, I don't even know if it's really a partnership with Apple, if you want to call it that, but they don't make, we're still looking at two different companies there. Like, Apple isn't making the interface, Apogee is. Which is funny. I I think it was an Apogee rep I was talking to one day that said that Apple was supposed to launch an Apogee interface to go along with Logic or something like that, but the day before they announced it, they had canned it. But yeah, but that's what I'm talking about, a company doing hardware and software. And I don't see Apple making hardware to go along with Logic. I honestly, still in a way, feel like they don't care about Logic, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, very valid opinion. I do agree. That's just something I'd love to see. You know, that
I'd love to see it too. But I mean, speaking of things like this is an ancient MIDI interface I can't even use anymore because I've upgraded to Lion and the drivers don't support Lion on this MIDI interface. So I mean, I've had this for over 10 years now, and now it's a brick. I can't use it anymore.
wow. Yeah.
But yeah, you haven't seen Apple. I just don't see Apple doing hardware to go with Logic, and mainly because Apple is into selling computers and tablets, not Logic.
Right. I mean, that's how it's been for so many years. So that, I mean, you know, you can rightfully predict that. You know, I predict the same thing, but I'm just thinking like how they snuck up on us with the new update. You know, is my mind has revamped. You know what I mean? You know, what else they got up on these sleeve?
Think of it like this. Why do you think Apple can sell Logic at $199? Why do you think they're able to sell it at that price? And look at that's got to be the cheapest DAW.
Right. I mean,
major DAW. So why do you think they can sell it at that price?
They doing exceptionally well in selling computers. So
right, exactly. Because you got to buy a Mac. You got to buy a Mac to use Logic. Right. So in order to use their $200 software, you've got to buy one of their computers.
Right. You have a point.
And that's why they're able to sell Logic at $199.
You know, seeing that they money hungry, you know, we know they track record. Every year they got a new iPad. Now you want to make more money. Why don't you build some hardware?
Speaking of which, it probably won't be long before we see Logic on the iPad too. I mean, because GarageBand is already there, so I don't see what's stopping them from doing a Logic version. I'm pretty sure you could probably load your GarageBand iPad sessions into Logic. But yeah, we digress.
No, before they officially do it, but I have a buddy that already running Logic on his iPad. It's crazy. That's how this dude doing this stuff. But yeah, officially announced that. Yeah.
But yeah, we digress. So it's like we lost Johnny again. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I thank everybody for watching. We'll catch y'all next time. We'll, you know, as usual, we'll do this again soon.
Absolutely.
All right. No, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you at, KJ.
Well, everybody can follow me at ksound.com, KSOUENDD, and on that website is pretty much how you can find me on Twitter, Facebook. But if you just decide to go to Google, you know, you can type in KSOUNDD and you can find me everywhere. Follow me on Twitter. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm sort of everywhere.
All right. Again, you can find me at the website below, AudioZar.net, AudioZar901 on Twitter, and AudioZar.net on YouTube. But all right, I said we'll do this again soon. Thank everybody for watching.
All right.